Hey, this is Kim Pinkney, and welcome to my channel. Alrighty, so let's do a quick recap of where we've been. Always forget which one to hit. I did a little bit of work on the bus, and I just pretty much added more contours and things like that, just like some subtle stuff. Started working on her eyes, eyebrows, and her skin tone. And this is Amara La Negra, the Afro Latina, very beautiful lady, and gifted entertainer from what I can tell from her pictures. I haven't seen a live performance, but I have seen one video where she just earned so much respect from me when she was confronting a music producer about her Afro-centric look. And, you know, you just wanted her to look more Beyonce and less what she's looking now. And I'm like, no, she looks beautiful. If you can't handle it, you know, then step off. But, you know, he tried to explain that that's the industry standard. And I'm like, the industry sucks. So it's time to start another one. And she stuck by her guns and just was fabulous in the little video clip that I got to see. And so, you know, from then on, I was like, wow, I am a fan. So, you know, too many people compromise for fame and glory and stuff like that, and it's not until they get big that they can finally stand by their guns and do whatever they got to do. But she's doing it from the get-go, and I'm just like enthralled with that. So you go, girl, you do you. So now I'm doing you, but as a mechanic. You are a musical mechanic, maybe a mechanical diva, a mechanically inclined diva. This music is not going to fix itself. So I have her in a very sexy outfit, pretty much like overalls, with a wrench slash, I'm sorry, let me bring that out, a wrench slash microphone. And she means business. She means business. So this is the work that I've been doing pretty much, is trying to get her face down, trying to get the likeness. And I think that I drew the eyes more like she's looking straight at us, but actually it's kind of tilted down. Her head is kind of tilted down. And a lot of the pictures that she has, she's smiling, she's very pleasant. Hey, Tatted Hearts. And just beautiful, you know. And this is one of the clearer ones. It's a little bit more unique than the other photos that I found of her. And I just thought that this would make a great picture for a steampunk mechanic. It's like, you broke it again. You broke the song again. Really? So get out of the way. Get out of the way. You know, I'm here to fix it. I'm here to fix it. So I kind of imagine her as maybe a muse to Jussie, or just doing her own thing. So, okay, now it's done. This is where I am so far and what we're working with. So I think from here, I know I've got like a lot more tweaks I want to do to the face, like putting the shadows from the eyelashes in there, and defining the side of her face more. But I really want to get to the hair, and I can do the rest on the bus. And then I just do a video so you guys can see where I'm, you know, where I'm fixing. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the hair. And the cool thing about her hair is that it's this dreadlocks, and it's just effing gorgeous. And I love doing hair. I used to hate drawing hair. Well, I don't want to say I hated drawing hair, but now I love it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sketch out, let's see, a little image of, or like kind of where everything's going to be falling, and then I'll just go ahead and build it up from there. Just want to make sure that everything is moderately in proportion at least. We'll go ahead and use we'll use black, and we'll try to give her a lot of volume. Yeah, these brushes in Procreate are amazing. Oh my gosh, I have to thank my daughter almost every time I talk to her for turning me on to digital. And yes, I'm sure that Ian, who is a tattoo artist and artist in his own right, is cursing the day that she gave me this, or tuned me on to drawing digitally rather than traditionally like I do or started. But it's like there's just something to seeing my colors pop out just like right from the get-go. And let me see. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Oh, okay. Tatted Heart says, I'm starting 9th grade in 9 days. I'm so damn nervous. I want to skip high school. Any tips on starting high school? And any tips on maybe starting college early? Baby, I got no tips for you. You just go through the motions like the rest of the herd. What I did to cope with high school is I kept my mind on the prize, kept my eyes on the prize, and so on some guys. I was a big nerd in school. I liked to write, partially because my mom was a writer, and that was one of the ways to get her attention is by writing. But I read a lot, I wrote a lot, and you know, and I tried to find ways of whatever the subject was, trying to make it something that would either I could use sometime in life or with my artwork. But I was a big procrastinator. So one of the things I would suggest is don't procrastinate. They give you an assignment, hop on that damn thing and get it done. Another thing that I did to try to survive school and like having to write, what do you call those things? Like having to write essays and stuff, because my school was essay freaking crazy. My middle school, and it wasn't a middle school, it was a junior high. It may as well have been middle school. And it was a writing academy is what they called it. And they had a hard-on for writing. So basically, I would just try to apply whatever I could to, and try to find the fun in the stuff. It's like, what do you mean try to find the fun? What I would do is like, I had like one class, it was called economics, and it was boring and it was dry and just like and the assignments were like comparing and contrasting things, you know, compare and contrast different ideologies and stuff like that, you know. And you know, and to prevent from doing the same, you know, well, this is this and this is that, I took something completely dissimilar, kind of like what I do with my artwork. Let me move her out the way. I don't really need her right now, so I'm going to move this to the side. And that way we can see what the rock is cooking. But basically what I would do is I would take two dissimilar things, like I took, you know, and it had to be something that I could write about in, you know, for hours, in addition to the crap that, you know, to the stuff that they wanted to hear. So what I did is I took things that were interesting to me, and back in that time, I was really interested in the media, movies and stuff like that. So TV shows, and what I did is I took TV dads and compared that to some economic stuff. So like I used like Bill Cosby, I used the dad from My Three Sons, and applied them to the crap that they were teaching us. And then I made a cover page that had like an American kid and a Russian kid, and it had just their legs like an adult. Like, so like my dad can kick your dad's ass is what it kind of said on the cover. And then it had like it looked kind of like this, and it was like, you know, you got the two kids, and then you had the dads, you know, their feet, and then you had the two kids, and it's like one kid's like, my dad can kick your dad's ass, and the dads had like American flag, you know, and then the other one had like a Russian flag, and it was like Harry Bear type of thing, you know, and you know, we had Uncle Sam with his American flag legs and stuff, and it's like, my dad can kick your dad's ass, and that was my cover, and it had like you know, the title and stuff like that. You want to get creative, use your creativity, you know, because the assignment is boring, and it's only as boring as you let it be. So that's how I kind of approached high school. I was in an art class that was boring as hell, because it's like they wanted us to draw still lifes and crap like that, you know. They wanted us to draw crap like that. So if you have to draw a bowl of fruit, then freaking draw people as the fruit, you know, because people is what made me, you know, wake up in the morning, and, you know, here I am right now, over 30 years later. Something like that. But you got to take the fun and make it turn something that sucks into something that you're interested in. So like you've been talking a lot about beauty, makeup, people, you know, things like that, these gorgeous guys, and just use that stuff. I mean, it looks like you won't be able to at times, but then there's times when you can. If you twist things just enough, you can make it interesting enough so that people can, you know, get the gist. It's called comparing and contrasting. It's like two dissimilar things, and if you can bring the humor into it, because you got to think that a teacher's got to look at crap that's boring as hell. Kids can't write. They're redundant. They have like shitty sentences. You know, things like that. But if you can find the fun and the humor in just stuff, if you have to write essays, that's how I survived essays. Other times, I was a doodler. I doodled the shit out of papers and stuff. Like, I remember in, I mean, you can't do this with everything, but I remember when I was in, what is that class called? Chemistry and biology. Well, basically it was chemistry, and I barely passed that damn class, because it just wasn't something that my mind could wrap around. Sometimes there were things like biology was a little bit more interesting to me, because they talked about, and it's crazy. I tried to take the thing. I came away with things that made me interested, that piqued my imagination. Like one of the fun ones with science was genes. You know how you could take a black cat and a white cat, and you can come up with all kinds of different genetics. You know, that was interesting to me. And you know, things like I try to find something that's interesting. Try to bring out the interesting in whatever you can find, even if the class is boring as hell. History, there was, we had to do an assignment where, like, we had to take a historical figure like Marcus Garvey, or you know, somebody that we didn't agree with their ideology per se, but we were assigned to them, and we had to do a speech as if we were them. And I was like, how the F am I supposed to do this? I don't like this shit. You know, so he gave me one that where black people, he espoused that black people should go back to Africa. You know, hey, we're free now, let's go back to Africa. And I'm like, this is my home. I ain't going nowhere. You know, I'm like, you know, they got lions in Africa. You know, we got mountain lions, they're pussies. But compared to a freaking lion and a pride and shit, I'm like, oh hell no, I ain't going back to no damn Africa. You know, that's a food chain action going on there. I mean, yeah, motherland and all that stuff, but I'm like, I like being top of the food chain on land. I'd like that. So I was racking my brain, and of course I was one of those procrastinators. So what I did between first and like my class was like third period or something like that. First period and second period, I had was writing furiously. I had an idea. I turned it into like a dream. I turned it into something that they couldn't refute, because we were supposed to have a big freaking debate afterwards. You know, after you give your speech, you're supposed to debate the pros and cons of your ideology, and I surely didn't believe in it. So I had to write from a perspective where I could defend it, and the way I did that was by turning it myself into like a person who had a dream. Like I had a dream that of the other ideologies, and it just didn't do anything for me. And I spoke in a voice where I sounded ignorant and stupid. Them, that, and that, you know, ebonics. I used ebonics. And I, by the end, when I came to my ideology, I even like hunched over. I kind of got all, you know, I got kind of ghetto, you know, at the beginning of it, and I was describing all these other ideologies. But then when I got to mine, I started standing upright. I started speaking eloquently, and then I started, you know, I had this profound change in not only the words I was using, but my manner of being. And they couldn't refute it, because it's like, damn, nobody else did that shit. You know, it's like you just gotta find the creativity in stuff. And I don't know if I got an A on it, but I got past it. It's all it freaking mattered. But it's like, that's the biggest thing. If I had to go back to school and I had a shitty assignment to do, I just have to try to find the fun in it. Sometimes it's almost impossible to do, especially like if it's math or something like that. I was taking a math class for the summer, and because I just sucked at math. I'm an artist. I suck at math. Because I couldn't apply it to anything creative. It was too absolute. It wasn't until like a computer class that you know, math freaking made sense and stuff. And back then we had like shitty computers. We had like the amber screens, and like War Games was like top of the line, if you can imagine that crap. And then you go back and watch War Games, and it's like, what is this shit? You have a computer as big as a building. But yeah, you just try to find the fun in it. Get your assignments done as fast as you can. That way you have plenty of time to go back and look at it if you have to. You know, because if you delay, then your work gets worse. But while the stuff is fresh in your mind, do the work. You've got nothing but, what is it called? We've got more resources now to get shit done than we ever had. And more temptation to cheat than we ever had. So that's one of the things I would say in the getting up in the morning. You have to get up. And don't procrastinate in getting up. As soon as the alarm goes off, don't sit in bed and go like, because I told my kids, you can do anything you want as long as you get yourself completely ready for school. Get yourself completely ready. You can play your video games, you do your homework, just get yourself completely up and ready. And from there, and my youngest son to this day, He'll never be late for anything. He says, "Mom, I remember when you told me, I could do anything I wanted as long as I got my ass up and got completely dressed. As long as you're completely ready, the world is yours." Let's see. And then also remember that this shit is not permanent. It's gonna end. This is only temporary. If you make a mistake, just got to keep in mind this is only temporary. This isn't going to define me. These people aren't going to define me. I'm not even going to see them in 20 years, 30 years. I'll see them on Facebook maybe, but who gives a rat's ass, that sort of thing. So like if you have problems with bullies and stuff, it's like just try to keep in mind that you're probably going to be more successful in life than these assholes ever will. But then again, I look back at all the people that I hated, and they're living their best life, and all the people that I adore are dropping like flies, and it's like, damn it, god damn it, how are these people living their best life? And all the people I wish dead are living their best life, and everybody I think are worth are the salt of the world, just like freaking dying, having cancer and incurable diseases, and I'm like, this is so freaking not fair. But anyway, just keep in mind that this is all fleeting. And some of the things that they have you testing, they teach you stuff just for a test, not for, knowledge. Times have changed a lot with school. So just learn how to regurgitate the crap that they wanted to hear and then move on. If you can use any of that stuff in your life, definitely try to hold on to it. The only things that I remember coming out with or coming back with from out of high school is, and this is where we had to analyze shit. From what I understand, the teacher was trying to teach us to think for ourselves and, see things not as they are, but as they possibly could be, or rather look for the subtlety in shit. So like people can't like bullshit you like Trump. You won't fall for his bullshit because you could see right through it. It's not always obvious, like racism and stuff. There's different types of racism. There's the subtle racism, and then there's that outright racism. And if you can't spot the difference, if you can't, like, so, how like even YouTube, people will go on like Facebook and they'll have these rants and stuff, and they'll get you all fired up, and only to find out that it was bullshit all along. It was just to incite your, play on your emotions. Well, if you have that technique where you can see through people's bullshit, you won't let anybody fool you. They can't. It's harder to fool you than like these hicks that voted for Trump, and now they're suffering. Everybody's suffering because of him. Kids are crying, for their parents. They've been in America for so long, and they don't know anything else. They've lived their best life only to have themselves be arrested. And they're not here to do wrong. They're here to live their best life, to give their kids a good life. And, so, you'll be able to, and that's why a lot of people saw through Trump from the get-go. They were protesting him from the get-go. He had even, been sworn in, and there were protests galore all over the world over him. But he doesn't see it because he doesn't have that self-awareness. So if you can get that self-awareness, there's certain things from school that you can retain, and there's other things that you just want to forget. But anything that will help you be a better person, make you a smarter person, I definitely try to hold on to that stuff. A tolerant person, sexy person. Things have their time, their place, you know, it is what it is. But that's how I got through high school. A lot of daydreaming. I did a lot of daydreaming. Oh my gosh. Less socializing because I wasn't like the social butterfly. I did a lot of drawing. I tried to indulge in the things that I liked. So get the work done and then do your thing. If you know, you're doing writing classes and stuff like that, use the writing classes to make you a better writer, because there are so many people who can't write a damn sentence, and it's hard for them to get a job. Think about what you want to do in life, and if you can, start doing it. Do it now, because or find a way to indulge in it now in high school, because it looks good on a resume. So like if you can build a website and you can make money or sell or do whatever, it looks better on a website than if you haven't been doing anything at all. Let's see. If you want a career in beauty, cosmetology, stuff like that, build up a website, build up a rapport, because you're really great with products and stuff like that. See if you can find something equivalent, if that's where your passions lie. Find out where your passions lie, and school's a good place to figure that out. If you want to go to college, it's easier to go to college from school than it is when you're an adult, because it's like you have the option of being with your parents, if you do have that option. Not everybody does, but it's like you've got that free rent, you know what I'm saying? But as an adult, you know, life gets in the way. So, you know, get that stuff out the way if you can. But some of us, you know, when I got out of high school, I needed a break. I was taking like hardcore classes from middle school on, and I was so burnt out. I was like, damn. And so I saw how my brother was kind of skating through life. I'm like, how in the hell does he not have any homework? I had volumes of books that I had to take home every night that were that frickin' thick. Chapters that I had to read and stuff, and then I see my brother bebopping along and he didn't have any frickin' homework. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you get these simple classes? I was so jealous of him, and instead of keeping my momentum with the school, you know, with the IB classes and the college prep classes, I decided I'm going to take simple classes. I didn't want an advanced anything. I had nothing but advanced classes. And I'm like, I don't want advanced anything now. This is my senior year. I'm going to chill. And I didn't go to college right out of high school. I ended up going into the military after summer. And don't beat yourself up if you don't go to college right off the bat. College will always be there. It's just a little harder to get back into the groove when you're, you know, living, you know, you're doing life stuff. Okay, so let me get back to what you were saying. I wonder if high school will teach me how to pay taxes or bills, how to build a house, stuff like that. If it doesn't, find classes that can, and if you can't learn it there, go online, do it yourself. Start building models. There's plenty of, there's places like, what is it called? Habitat for Humanity, where you're building houses for other people, and then eventually they'll get around to you, but you'll get that practical knowledge. So don't wait for the school to give that to you. Go get it yourself. Plus, there's lots and lots of YouTube videos and stuff like that on how to build things. So if you're interested in stuff like construction, things like that, start doing the research now. My youngest son was totally into trains, and what he should have done, right now he's going to, what is that called? Job Corps. He's doing Job Corps now. Instead of doing Job Corps, he could have been doing some research. Plus, he was kind of all over the place. He was thinking that he wanted to be a pizza chef or something like that, like a Italian chef. He can cook. He can sing. The boy surprises me sometimes because I heard him holding a note. He's good with music, and I didn't know it because he's kind of in his own little world. He plays video games and does his own little thing. He's also good with making stuff with his hands. But anyway, there's no reason why you can't look for stuff now. If building things is your passion, start small. Make models. See if you can learn how to do things around the house. It may not teach you what you want. Oh, not build. What did you say? I said buy, not build. Oh, well, shit. There's videos on doing that. You want to try to get with people who know what they're doing. So, like, if you want to know how to buy a house, talk to realtors. Maybe getting into realty could be your passion, selling houses. So you want to go to the people who have that knowledge. You want to gravitate more to that type of thing. You don't want to hang with the kids who are smoking dope, listening to them goddamn Beatle albums, No, you want to hang with people who have a positive momentum, who can get you, help you get the knowledge that you want, or at least an idea of that. How to pay taxes. There's a lot of programs that are like, what is it called? Like TurboTax that does it for you. So learning how to pay taxes may not be the biggest deal. Plus, you can always hit up an accountant. So if you want to learn how to pay taxes, I would look up courses on tax preparation. Talk to accountants, maybe take an accounting course. How to buy a house, you could, like I said, talk to a realtor, and they'll give you all the damn information you'll ever want to know. Let's see. So don't let school be the end-all be-all of your education. There is this, like I said, the school of life, and you can learn from that. There's also the library, if there is such a thing, but you can always look it up. If you're interested in where your passions lie, if you want to learn how to do these things, there's so many resources now that we can tap. It's insane. Like anything that you have a question about, like cars, just stuff. You can find it on the internet. If you can't find it on the internet, go find a professional. Tell them, hey, yeah, I'm learning I want to learn how to buy a house. You could talk to someone, and 9 times out of 10, you'll find someone who's interested in teaching you. And if they're not interested in teaching you, they can point you into that direction where you need to go. So that's how I kind of survived school. When I got out, all I wanted to do was just relax for a sec, just for a heartbeat. Let me relax. And but I wasn't quite sure how to make art my thing. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to college. I didn't know what I wanted out of life, and I ended up going into the military, and it helped me mature. Because when you're fresh out of high school, it's like freedom, and but they want you to get yourself started. And while you're in school, they want you to even start earlier in getting your future together. So they'll give you ideas on, hey, you should do these, what do you call it, volunteer work, because it looks good on a college application, things like that. You think about what schools you want to go to, to get to where you want to go in life. And I just didn't have that idea until after I had gone into the military and found that I hate this military shit. I hate this military shit. Your life is not your own, you know. But if you have no other goals in life, military looks damn good on a resume. It also has the GI Bill, so that you can use that. And there's other benefits too. Once you get out, you can buy a house. VA loan, it's like a guaranteed VA loan. The VA will help front some of that. You have lawyers and stuff like that you can tap into. So being in the military, yeah, it sucks. But when you come out, you got the prestige of being in the military, of serving your country. And you can always say, I serve my country, when that number 45 is not. You can say that you got the GI Bill, where you can help fund yourself into college. You can. They also have the VA loan, so when you get out, you can buy a house. You have 10 years to tap into it, and then you can buy your own house. And it's not as difficult to buy a house nowadays as you think. My daughter just bought one, and she's 22. I think she's 24. She's 24, I think. God, I don't even know how old my kid is. That's sad. But yeah, she just bought a house. And it's beautiful. Can't wait to move in. Nah, just teasing. But she's living her best life now. Instead of paying rent to somebody. But she's got real world problems now. She's got, like, the circle of life happening in her garage. She's got, like, spiders. Big spider problem. But she also has a big palmetto problem. And both problems seem to be taking care of themselves because the spiders are eating the palmettos. There's corpses, like, everywhere of palmettos. But unfortunately, she also has a bunch of, what do you call those things? Spider webs everywhere, and spiders in those webs getting ready to eat some fat bugs. So, real world problems. But other than that, yeah, don't let school be the thing, your end all be all to your education. They're there to get you that school thing, what do you call it? Get you your education, and they're trying to get their funding and keep themselves going. Whether you pass or fail, that's your ass, but you can always get your GED. If you get your GED, it doesn't look as good as having a high school diploma. GEDs is basically the general education thing, but it doesn't look as good as actually going through the motions. You committed to something, you stuck by it, and you succeeded, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So do your schooling. Don't try to get out of it, too fast, because you still need time to mature. You need to learn about life as much as you can in a secure environment, because the streets are no bueno. I got people that are that I've come across when I was in my homeless stage, and you can become homeless for the damnedest of reasons, whether it be a flood, a natural disaster, or just having, lost a job, living paycheck to paycheck. So don't be in a rush to grow up too quick. So take your time, get your passion straight. Once you've figured out what your passion is, geek yourself out on it. I geeked myself out on art. I drew the shit out of stuff, but I wasn't ready. Because I was really immature. I love drawing, and had I had the same resources as kids do nowadays, I'd probably be in a different place. When I was younger, because now look at what I'm doing. I'm doing digital art. I didn't have that when I was growing up. I had traditional. I didn't have the same methods of reaching out to like all over the world. I'm talking to people in Scotland. I've got, you can reach out more, expand. So, school is, you do your time, do your best, and, if you get your goals straight and you know where you want to go in life and whatnot, all that other stuff, your mind goes, your body will go where your mind goes. If your mind is on making money, your body will follow. If that's where your passions lie. So think about what you love, because what was that saying? If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, type of thing. Yeah, I don't want to grow up either, baby. It's so much easier being kid. It's funny. I wanted to grow up so bad, to get out from underneath my mom, do what I want to do, go where I want to go, eat what I want to eat. And then when I was able to do that, and I still love being able to do that, you learn your limits. You can't eat junk food all the time, or else you'll get fat, or become unhealthy. So you start to make the right choices when you're out on your own, or at least you hope that you are. Because it's not just keeping you alive. This is life and death type of stuff. It's not just like, oh, I got to take care of my kid. No, this is life and death now. There's consequences for everything you do. And that's one of the things that suck about being an adult. There's consequences for everything. I just watched this one video where this guy spit on the biggest black guy in a subway, and thought he was going to be slick by getting out right before the doors close. Oh boy, forced his way out of that damn subway door, on the car. Subbed his, he like, got his way out, and he beat that ass. And that's what they try to teach you at home is like, learn to be smart. You don't want to fuck with the biggest man on the frickin' subway. Learn some tolerance. Get that ass beat when you're a kid. That way adults don't have to beat your ass for you. It's like, oh, I think I learned my lesson. No, you should have learned that shit when you were in middle school, baby. You should have learned that shit when you were in high school. You should have learned that shit when you were 6 years old. Some people need an ass whooping. Trump needs an ass whooping. The shit that he's been pulling is just awful. No compassion. And if school will teach you compassion, then it's worth every frickin' penny to those teachers. If they can make you a better human being, make these kids nowadays a better human being. Oh my gosh. No, but think about where your strengths are, and then you want to follow your path in just building those up. So if the industry, these gorgeous guys, whatever it is where your heart lies, find out what it is. Like, say you want to be around movie stars, say you want to be around stuntmen and stuff. I don't know, wherever your passions lie, you want to just kind of find whatever it is that gets you there. Not necessarily the fastest way, but what gets you there. Okay. Alright, so what I wanted to do with her hair was I wanted to make this into like kind of like the musical thing. So I'm gonna put like I think I'll do the treble clef instead. I think that's what it's called. There we go. Yes, okay. I'm gonna put a treble clef right here. I'd rather be 7 than 21. I don't know. When you're 7, you're the smallest you're small, you know, you can't do anything. But when you're an adult, you want to be a makeup artist. Will it pay well? I don't know. You got to look it up. Whatever you're interested in, you got to geek yourself out on it. And if you work on that now, if you want to do that stuff now, do it. Find out all the things that it takes to do that practicing, and do it. And don't let anybody tell you can't. Just do it. And start small. You know, get a Barbie doll head, make some looks, put it on YouTube. Build yourself a name now. Do everything now while you have more time on your hands than you will ever have in your life. Because once you become an adult, once you're really hardcore in school, you won't have as much time. So do your schoolwork first, and then do your passion. Do it on the weekends. Geek yourself out. Geek yourself out hardcore. And do it now. Because if you wait for somebody to try to teach you, if you do it now, you get the real world experience. Even if it's primitive, you learn more. Like when I went to art school, I drew better than everybody in the class because I had been drawing ever since I was a kid. And I only got better because of the school. You know, I learned some other new tricks. But when it came to doing like some of the exercises that we had to do for the class, in class, I excelled at it because I'm doing it now. I've always been doing it. And if there's online courses that you can take those too. You don't have to wait to be in some things that you do. You don't have to wait to be in school to do it. If there's any schools around you that offer cosmetology, definitely look into them. Find out how much it costs and start saving now. You know, even though you're nowhere near it yet, but you'll have an idea on what you have to strive for. So I wish I had that advice when I was a kid. It's like, if you want to draw cartoons, Kim, start drawing them. If you want to make animation, Kim, find out how they do it and do it. Even if it's the most primitive method, do it. And that's where your money will come from. If you start now, and you make a YouTube, you know, I know you got a YouTube channel, and you build up your following now. You build it up, and then it'll pay you back, and then you'll develop a name. Let's see. So these were going to be the lines. I need to put let me see, let me get rid of these guys or move them. 13 to 24 bucks an hour. I'll just be a makeup artist now. I don't know if high school will teach me it, but okay. It may not teach you how to be a makeup artist, but there are other things that high school will teach you. High school will teach you how to treat people better, you know, because you'll have people skills. It'll help you be more articulate so that you can tell these people, look, that pink eyeliner is no bueno. You need to go with this one right here because it enhances your eyes. It'll make you a little bit more articulate. You'll also be able to see through people's bullshit. So like if you have one of those classes where you have to analyze stuff, it's like, you know, comparing and contrasting, or why did Moby Dick kick Ahab's ass backwards and forwards? Well, it's because of this, this, and this. You know, you'll be able to see through bullshit. And it's not an easy skill to acquire. It's not a, you know, maybe it is for some people, But I totally recommend taking as much as you can from school, and the rest of it you can kind of piss off, because they're just doing it to what's the word? Oy, oy, oy. Because they have to. It's mandated. But school may not teach you how to how to do makeup, but you'll learn from other people's mistakes. You'll learn what not to do, and even history will teach you a little something that you can practically use in real life. And what I mean by that is that I'm trying to look at some musical notes and think at the same time. I'm trying to find... There it is. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Let me get rid of this. How do I delete... Oh, it doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm trying to look at this sheet music, and it's giving me... There we go. Okay. Anyway, as I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, do that stuff now. Don't rely on the school to teach you, because the school's only going to teach you the basics. That's why it's called general education. If you have a school that does teach that in high school, cool, go for it. There's consumer cooking and sewing, which is basically cooking class and sewing class or whatever. I urge you to take any one of those skills, because you can incorporate that with your cosmetology, with your makeup. So, and there's also different degrees of makeup. Like you could either be doing makeup for people going to a prom, or you could be doing makeup for movies. You know what I'm saying? There's different things that you could do with this makeup. But don't let school be, don't rely on school to teach you everything that you want out of life. There's times when you're just going to have to do that yourself. Let's see. I wonder if I can grab that. I'm trying to get this exact, what these 4/4s look like. The beat thing. I wonder if I can find one that has... See, these are B's. These are flats. Flat, 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 and we'll throw a sharp in there, just for giggles. Yeah, so cosmetology, doing makeup, do something that you think looks cool, like and build up your talents with that. YouTube is a good place to display when you finally mastered it. School will help you learn how to teach other people how to by being more articulate. I have no idea. This is the song "All of Me" in her hair here. Just some of the notes from that. Drawn very terribly. There we go. I'm just throwing random crap in here now. And then we'll throw some notes here. Everybody's upside down. Okay. Let's see. But I should do less. Less is more. Let's see. This looks awful. There we go. And we'll throw some notes on the sides. I'm only 13 and I'm going to high school. Most people start older than me. YouTube, my side job. Makeup artist would be main job, and YouTube would be my... No. If you want to be a makeup artist, you got to build a name for yourself. That kind of thinking that you've got right now is not, it's not good. Make 2 YouTube channels, one dedicated to makeup and only makeup, and that is your main job. If you want to be a makeup artist, then be a makeup artist. Get off your ass and do the makeup. So get your friends, anybody who wants makeup done, let them be your palette or your canvas. Do that now. And if you can't find a person's face, you can always get like a mannequin face or one of those Barbie doll faces, and then you can do videos on how it's done, and that shows competence. And if you do kind of like what that Charles guy does, I forget his name, Charles James, I forget, really good looking guy, he does the makeup online. If you can make your own, like the more you do, the better you will become, and then you can be more artistic with it. And the more artistic that you bring things, the more that you bring to the table, because you learned it yourself, will get you more jobs than someone who's just coming out of cosmetology school. You can learn more in a year on your own, doing your own thing, learning from YouTube videos and stuff like that, doing, you're doing it. Once you're doing it and people see that you're doing it, you'll get jobs, you'll get clients, and you don't have to wait till you're 18, if you understand what I'm saying. Do it now. And YouTube will, and if you can get 1,000 people to subscribe to your channel, even if it's just you're doing beauty news, if you can get like 1,000 people, you can be making money, so you can go to school, and then later on you can decide that YouTube is a side gig and the makeup is your main gig. You know what I'm saying? So this YouTube is a gift. This media stuff is a gift. And if you can tap into that gift, it's free. There's no reason why you shouldn't be taking advantage of it. Not to be harping. And school right now is your main job, and YouTube is your fun job. So even if you make mistakes, as long as you're entertaining doing it, and you don't have to show your face on the screen, you can just use your voice, or you can just put it to music. Do makeup to music, and that could be your thing. You can do your remix videos, and then you could do eyeliner, or do like just nothing but eyes. School may also help you build up that, what is it called? One of the things about school that people don't realize is networking. Yeah, it takes 1,000 people. You have to have 1,000 subscribers nowadays in order to, let's see, now I want to start my makeup channel like Bretman Rock. Then do it. Do it. Do it. Because if you sit on it, someone else is going to, like, right now makeup is something that you already have a good base. People always want to learn how to do things themselves, and especially their own their own makeup. Do it. Just do it. Don't wait for a degree. Don't wait. You just do it. Do it. Do it. Okay. And then maybe here, let's see. But I definitely wanted musical notes. I wanted this all to be about music. Let's see. These 4s look like doo-doo. I'm trying to find a picture of the 4/4 music. Symbols. I can't remember what it was called. Like beat something or others, or the measure. I know the measures are the in-betweens. There's a 4. Musical symbols, annotation and symbols. Oh, come on, 404 is like, I think it's common, but I think they do other numbers too. This is insane. Okay, but yeah, all I'm saying is, if you want to do a makeup channel, then do a makeup channel. Start now. If you don't start now, when will you start? You know, oh shoot, I just saw a 4 and I just lost it. God, dandruff. Shoot, it was one of the perfect 4s too. Where did it go? Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. No, but if you if the more that you do now, the work that you put in now will pay off in the long run. And even if what you're doing doesn't make you any money right now, it will bring you subscribers, because makeup is there's a 4. Okay, time signature meter is what I was looking for. Let's see. That one wasn't too bad. Alright, so if you want to show your face, you don't have to. The mystery could be, you could keep it a mystery if you want. You know, you're only, what, 13, 14, like you said? You could keep your mystery if you want. Me, I assumed you were an adult because you showed me some of these gorgeous guys. But also you have this talent, because a lot of the stuff that I've been doing have been inspired by some of your suggestions. So you have a talent for man flesh, and if you can make a man look good and also wear what you do, so if you apply it yourself, you can show others how to apply it. So take like an ugly girl in school and have her be your model, and give her a makeover. You know, it's like high school makeover, whatever, prom makeover. Any time that you would wear makeup, definitely, especially with prom, because people pay good money to look good, and if you can get yourself going, you can do the makeup for girls or guys for prom, and that will bring you some change. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta show that you can do this shit, that you've got the talent for it, and worth the money. So build up your name by doing stuff like that. You got to start somewhere, and I'm telling you, if you start now, you'll have the skills, so that when you do go to school for a cosmetology license, YouTube will be your second gig, but it'll also bring you even more money. You'll have endorsements, and if you show that you're serious about it, you can get other people to fund your makeup, because you're bringing them money. What do you call it? Not subscribers. What are they called? Where they you endorse their product. I guess endorsements. But yeah, and you're young, so they can make a lot of money. No. Find girls that are plain but want to do something about it. And this will help you also to network. This is a big thing about school, networking. If you can find people with similar talents, you have, and like if you do this stuff now, you can be as big as that James Charles guy, or the other guy that you mentioned, that's your hero. You don't want to do exactly the same thing they do. You want to put your own spin on it. So like right now you're in high school, or will be going into high school, and get to know people who wear makeup, and you can actually use them, because everybody likes their 15 minutes of fame, and you can use them as what is the word? your palette, your canvas. You can do temporary tattoo type of makeup. You can do high school spirit type of makeup. You know, like for the spirit week or something like that. Maybe for a couple bucks, they can throw it to you, and you can take film yourself doing the makeup on them, and then you can show them the results. And yeah, your videos will be crude from the beginning, and then as you start to get better and better, people will recognize you, subscribe to you, and you'll get money. And then by the time you're graduated from high school, you'll I just found a symbol that looks so damn cute. Okay, stop. I was going to I'm going to turn that into silver, but I found a symbol that looks so damn badass. Okay, where I want to put it on her somewhere. Oh, let's see. This was the wrench. It looks like wings. Okay, let me see. It looks like this. Let me see. Let me put another one on here. It has to be above that. But I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm giving you kind of some ideas that if you build up your skills now, you would be more marketable. It look great on a resume, college application, and then it's real-time stuff. Your YouTube channel will be your, what is it called? Your resume. They can see real-time how good you are, and that will get you so much fame. Not only fame, but credit, street cred. But it depends on how passionate you are, because if you can put out a video a week, a month, on schedule, that also shows that you're responsible, reliable, and serious, among other things, and dedicated. Even if the first couple suck, you'll only get better from there. The only way is up. Then you need to let people know that, and all you're doing is enhancing their beauty. And in high school, I know that I was very insecure, and that's actually high school is when I started wearing makeup. Some girls are never taught. My daughter didn't start wearing makeup until later on in life too. But she's gorgeous, and she's got. I had to show you a picture of somebody had done her makeup. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna show you a picture that I've got on my wall of her. This guy who did her makeup and her hair is not a cosmetologist. He's just a guy that has a passion for it, and she looks damn good in this picture. This is some of the stuff that you could do for someone else. It's subtle. It's something that can be worn like every day, or not every day, but to make someone look good. And her confidence went right through the roof after she had this makeup. So yeah, she's already pretty, but he made her even prettier, So that's something that you could do. And if you can make someone look that beautiful, maybe team up with somebody who can do hair, and just put them on your YouTube channel. Sorry, I'm all excited. My mic is going batshit crazy. It's like, Kim, you're fucking loud. Let me turn my music down. I want my voice down a little bit, so I don't blast everybody's ears. Too late, Kim. We've already been going deaf. But you see what I'm saying is that if you've got talent, or even if you don't have the talent yet, but you have the passion, then do it. Don't be shy, because if you're shy, you ain't getting nothing from being shy. If you are, what is the word? Outgoing, that'll make your channel grow even faster. Oops. And also get yourself some business cards. So like those girls that you do tap into, or guys, even guys. If you can find some guys that are interested in getting their makeup done, and not, just to enhance their looks. It's like, dude, you want to look like a K-pop star? I can make you look effing gorgeous. And but you can't bullshit a bullshitter. You gotta come correct. You gotta bring the receipts. So look at me trying to be hip. Gotta bring those receipts, bro. Yeah. So talk is cheap. But if they allow you to, you'll have an endless. And if you can make one girl look good, especially on video, she will come back to you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would go, especially if it's free. Like get them addicted. Like the first 3 are free, and then after that you charge them. Or she'd be free and then be your word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? And word of mouth not only is that free, but it pays off in the long run. You'll get a lot more business. And don't limit yourself to just high school. You could also do people who are doing weddings. Word gets out. And when you have a business card, you can put it on not billboards, but places where people go to, have weddings or something like that. I don't know. It's just some place where people are going to be around. I don't know. Anyway. But that's what I would do. And high school, it not only can be your it's a stomping ground that you can have fresh meat. I mean, it's like there's palettes galore. So get to know everybody, and then you'll get a reputation for being a beauty artist, a guru. Yes, see, that's where if that's it, but you got to find one guy and enhance his looks, and then after that, the rest will follow. And even if it's a butch guy, somebody who is like, look, I just want to look good, bro. I just want to get some chicks. I just want to look good. You could give him skin routines, all that stuff that you were teaching me, or trying to teach me. But I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to get my balls licked. I mean, I'm trying to draw. Yeah, that's the tick. I'm just trying to draw. Yeah, that's it. Even guys like that, you can get them. If you can get them to look good, and they want to get a girlfriend, you can teach them how to get a girlfriend or boyfriend. Look, you got to do something with your skin. That's one of the first things that you got to take care of. Even if you're not trying to get a lover or whatever, or you just want to look good for you when you're like 40 years old, and this is going to help you, blah blah blah. But your YouTube channel is your calling card. It's something that someone can pull up on their phone and they can go, yeah, I'm game. And then from there you just will just take off. Have you ever heard of William Sled? He was a dude, your balls lit. Yeah, I know, that's just one of those lines that my friend and I would use. He's the man snatch guy. He's like, look, I'm just here to get my balls licked. I don't know what y'all came to do, but I'm just here to get my balls licked. That's, I may be in the wrong place for it, but, it is what it is. But yeah, But if you're entertaining and they have fun with it, even if your stuff gets them looking like Bozo the Clown, that could be a shtick, you know. But you know, where you could just have fun. If that's what you want to do in life, if that's where your passions lie, it will show in everything that you do. And you can find a way to have school end up being more fun because of that passion. Where you, like, say you have a group that you have to reenact the Civil War. You can do the Civil War makeup. You can, William Sled, here, let me type his name in. What he did is, in his bedroom, he would sit there and make videos about the fashions that he saw in Kentucky. And he ended up being put on TV because he got so big on YouTube. And I don't think he's doing the same thing anymore, but he ended up connecting with what do you call those guys? The guys that do oh God, he was on I think it was, God damn it, I forget what it was called, but, and just from doing YouTube videos, he would give fashion advice. You know, like, he hated Crocs, and I never thought two shits about Crocs, and then he mentioned it. I'm like, holy shit, they are ugly. Yeah, but look at his earlier ones. What he did is he started off in his bedroom. He no longer is in his bedroom anymore. He's out doing his own thing, living his best life. But if you see how he started, yeah, but regardless of that, he was big 6 years ago. I don't know where he is now, but he started in his bedroom, and he was huge. He just blew up. I'm gonna look him up and see what happened to him, because he just, like, ended up in Hollywood. He says William L. Sled is an American internet celebrity and former video blogger. His vlogs, which included Ask a Gay Man series, in 2006 made him one of the first YouTube celebrities. He's 35 years old now. He's from Paducah, Kentucky, and he just blew up. He was insane. So he's doing, I'm gonna see what he's doing now. Let's see. Oh, have you ever heard of Isaac Mizrahi? He was doing work with him. I mean, big guys, big names. He might still be out there doing that. I don't know. I don't know what he's up to now, but he took off. He made buku bucks. And all from giving advice about makeup or clothing in his bedroom. Yeah, there you go. That's how you do it. That's how you start. Make sure you have some really good content where people, and be entertaining, be yourself, and bring your Ms. Rocky. No, bro. Oh my God. Okay, hold up. Okay, I just put the name in there. Isaac Mizrahi. He's a designer. Famous designer. They collaborated. I mean, he's rubbing... What? He's rubbing shoulders with, like, famous people. So, I mean, he's no longer in his bedroom. Yeah, so anyway, but that's basically what he did. Watch a couple of his videos, William Sled's videos, and if he can do it, a guy from Paducah, Kentucky, can work his way right out of his bedroom, you can too. And he was young when he was doing it, you know, and he just did it. And the more you do, the more people will see. And I watched him because he was funny and he was cute. I didn't, but then he did kind of influence me because I don't wear Crocs and will never wear Crocs. And he had fun, and he was a fun person. You know, he's very down to earth and humble. At least he was then when I was watching him. And it could happen for you. And just all it is you just take your passions and just show it to the world, enhance them, and the world will follow. Your talent will grow, and money will come to you. Especially after you get 1,000 subscribers, you can monetize. And if you like a certain type of makeup, a certain brand, you can endorse them. Especially if you're very passionate about it and you have enough subscribers to get their attention. That's where it all is. And at 13 by 18, in 5 years, you can be out of your room and working in the industry doing runway shows or whatnot. Okay? So don't expect school to give it all to you, but it will give you some skills to get you started. Okay? Love ya, love ya, love ya. Yes, Crocs are very ugly. And he talked about all kinds of stuff. He talked about all kinds of stuff, but he was a lot of fun on his channel, gave great advice, and it wasn't even all the greatest advice. It was just that he was entertaining and that people liked him, and he followed his passion. So follow your passion, do your thing, and the rest will follow, I guarantee you. And if it doesn't, then you can get a job. Because what he was doing, he was working at like a Gap or something like that. He ended up quitting so he could do YouTube full time. I think that's how the story went. Try to figure out how to fix this. Okay, here we go. I just want to bring her closer so that we can see how far I've gotten with this. Okay. All right, take care, you guys. Well, Taddy, that's, if I had this when I was a kid, I would be owning this world. You know, be your own Oprah. But yeah, jot down some ideas on content that you can put together, and talk to some guys that you can do their makeup, or even do that makeup where you can make them look sexy and like women. Any of that stuff. Guys are cool sometimes. Sometimes they're assholes, but sometimes they're cool too. Have a great one, and I will see you on the morrow. I shall be your muse, and take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So jot down some ideas. Like I said, jot down some ideas for the channel. The types of makeups that you can do, and just keep practicing. But do it on camera. Show what you can do. That's your calling card. Put your best stuff out there. So, adios.